8. If you're really keen on the Madison scene, wanna get up and go to the latest show, theater, dance, music and arts. If you wanna be in the know, show Biz Buzz with Bruno, a singer, an author or a playwright, a dancer or an actor in the spotlight, artists, poets, comedians too. Look at all the things Bruno has for you. If you're really keen on the Madison scene, wanna get up and go to the latest show, theater, dance, music and arts. If you wanna be in the know, show Biz Buzz with Bruno.
Showbiz Buzz with Bruno is presented by madstheater.com. And I've got a lot to say.
Presented by Mads Theater. Theater.com.
All right, let's go live.
Woohoo! Hello and welcome to Showbiz Buzz with Bruno. I'm your host, Michael Bruno, always presented by Mads Theater. And today I am so happy to have two of my wonderful actors from the Madison Savoyards production of Iolanthe. Yay! Yay, yay. So please help me welcome Mike Brady and the wonderful Elena
Hello.
Di Majestre. Correctamundo?
Yes, very
Yeah, love you get it right.
Well done.
Ellis Island Italian, man. Ellis Island.
We know, we love our Italians. So let's start with you. So tell us a little bit about, where you've been, how long you've been in Madison, what your background is for people that may not know you.
Yeah, so I am from Maryland. I've only been in Madison for around a year. And I haven't really done community theater since I was in middle school. I did shows with school for a long time. But yeah, I was mostly vocally based rather than theater based. It's pretty cool.
And did you do it professionally?
I did not, but I was looking into doing it professionally at one point in my life.
And then, so where were you prior to coming to Madison?
I was kind of in the Baltimore area, so I don't know if anybody knows Towson, but lots of music people know Towson University. So.
And then, how did you find out about auditions for Iolanthe?
So I work at UW-Madison, and I had a couple coworkers, and I was like, oh, I'm interested in musicals and stuff, but I don't really know where to find anything. And I was pointed in this direction. I was like, oh my gosh, this is 2 blocks away from my home. And I've always wanted to do Gilbert and Sullivan. It was like fate.
So you had never done a Gilbert and Sullivan show before?
No, I haven't. This is my first one.
Wow, you would never know because you are a natural.
Oh, thank you so
really,
much.
truly are. You were you're born to be doing, Gilbert and Sullivan and musical theater. So you walked in the door and I was like, yes!
Yeah, I love Gilbert and Sullivan. My family would go and see the yearly Gilbert and Sullivan shows at the theater that was near us when I was a kid.
Nice. And Mike Brady. Now you are Madison's own professional. Every time there's a show with no break. Oh, look, Mike Brady's in this show. Look, there's Mike Brady again. Gee, what if Mike Brady's? Yep, Mike Brady's in the show again.
I've caught the bug pretty hard, yeah. Yeah.
Now, is this your fourth production with Savoyards?
And this is my yes, this is my 4th stage production. We did a couple virtual. I was part of the virtual shows 2020, 2021. But then yes, my 4th stage show.
So you did Rutagore.
Did Rutagore, and then Pirates of Penzance and Patience, and then now Iolanthe.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And of course, your beautiful partner,
yes,
who is not with us today because I hear she's actually getting a very special something done for you.
A very special something, yeah.
Have also been you are the Lut Fontaines of Madison Theater. It's again, every show, Mike Brady, oh, who else is in it? Stephanie's in it too. So how many shows have you done together? Do you know offhand?
Let's see. Shows we've done together. Off the cuff, I would say 4. We've done 2 versions of 9 to 5 with 2 different companies. We had Patience last year. And there's got to be one other, but it's escaping me at the moment. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It all fits together.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So tell us a bit about your background. Like where
Sure.
were you from originally, and when did you get to Madison?
Sure. Originally, I'm from the Boston area. So all my extended family is still up around New England for the most part. We moved down, my parents and brother and sister moved down to North Carolina when I was, in middle school maybe. So I grew up there, did middle school, high school, college there, and then moved up here to Madison almost 14 years ago now.
And then did you immediately get involved in theater?
No, it was something that I had been involved in high school and a little bit through college. When in grad school, I had kids, and kids tend to take up a lot of time. So a lot of my hobbies kind of fell by the wayside. But eventually, when my kids started getting a little older and to the point where, they could at least, my spouse and the kids to some extent could help take care of themselves. They could feed themselves.
That's a good thing.
without too much help.
Yeah. Feeding and clothing themselves is a really big step.
Yeah, exactly. So once they got to that point, then I started feeling more comfortable. Okay, well, let's see, because theater is a big time commitment. So that's when I started re-exploring some of those hobbies and diving back into theater. And yeah, probably part of why I've been just biting into it so heavily lately is there's kind of this feeling of wanting to make up for lost time. I missed it so much and didn't realize how much of a part of my heart that it was. So once I got back into it, I was like, yep, I need to be doing this.
And do you recall what the first show in Madison was for you?
Yeah, it was Little Shop of Horrors with Verona Community Theater, which is It's appropriate because that was also the very first musical I ever did in high school as well. So that was my first musical experience ever, and then also the show that brought me back to theater. So, yeah.
Cool.
That was the other show Stephanie and I did together. Little Shop of Horrors.
I knew we'd get around to finding it. So is that where you met?
We met actually in auditions for The Sound of Music with Sun Prairie Civic Theater. Yeah. Yeah, we were called back for I for Captain and she for Maria, and that was before we had even said a word to each other. We had sung a duet from The Sound of Music together, and just knew from there that we worked well, and that we had good chemistry. So it blossomed from there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So tell me a little bit about Phyllis. Who is Phyllis? Why is Phyllis in this show? And what do you love about playing Phyllis?
So Phyllis is the love interest of Streffen, who is the half fairy, half human. And she doesn't know that. So thinks his mother may be a little bit of a side piece. Maybe. The interpretation of Phyllis that I'm having is very flirtatious. She's maybe not exactly ready for marriage, but she really loves Streffen. She likes that he's big, hot, and dumb. And very idealistic, very happy man. And she wants to be with him, but the other guys are fun too, so
yeah, you get to flirt with everybody in the show this time around.
There's one scene where I just get spun around a ton, and it is hilarious because I just feel like I'm just on a carousel the whole time.
and we were talking earlier in the fact that going against what people perceive as being a type, yes, especially with Gilbert and Sullivan shows, a lot of times, the people that are the purists always want to see that, that the ingenue always looks like the 1950s ingenue. And it's like, okay,
that's so boring.
It's been done. And like I said, when you audition, it's like, here's this really funny character actress who's got the voice of a leading lady. And it's like, of course, I love doing stuff like that. I mean, I really try to make sure that there's diversity, and that we do something a little bit different that people can enjoy, because I mean, Gilbert and Sullivan's themes are timeless.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do it like they did it back in the 1800s or 1900s. It's like that's kind of ridiculous.
And there's a lot of comedy there that kind of gets overlooked when you're just trying to be demure and cute, because there's a lot of comedy built in. It's just you kind of have to find it and bring it out for everybody to see.
And so if seeing as how this is your first operetta, how are you handling it vocally? what have been some of there been some challenges for you?
Yes. I actually haven't really sung since before COVID, like truly. So when I got out here, I hadn't had a voice lesson. I hadn't warmed up in a long time. So I felt like a robot going into it. But I would say that this show is a little bit lower in range than I am usually when I sing, especially for the first song, "Good Morrow, Good Lover." That one always trips me up.
Are you my mother or are you my lover? What?
but I feel like I'm just like, ooh. But besides that, I feel so free doing some of the sections. It's awesome, being able to sing this genre again. Because I have done musicals, but there isn't as much of an opportunity for me to kind of let loose with my voice there.
And we were saying too, it's like, a lot of us get typecast and sort of things.
Oh, for sure.
It's like we're always, you and I are always the funny best friend.
Yeah.
For the secondary thing, and Mike's always the biggest guy in the cast.
Right.
And you've got this really wonderful bass voice, so it doesn't lend it to be for particular roles.
Right.
You're always getting a character role. You're getting your pirate king. You're getting the thing that kind of visually, are kind of stereotypical for you.
Right. Yeah, a romantic lead is an unusual role for a bass baritone. So yeah, they tend to go to the tenors, and I get it, but also, yeah, it is one of those stereotypical kind of things.
But last year it didn't.
Last year
you were a romantic lead.
Yeah, a fun surprise.
Exactly.
And that's a nice thing about some of the older shows is I feel like more recent Broadway tends to lean heavier on tenors. But some of the golden age, and especially going back to Gilbert and Sullivan, there really is much more to explore in the lower ranges as well, which is really nice.
So in that train of thought, tell us about who your character is, my lord.
Yes, I am Lord Mount Ararat, one of the House of Lords. So I'm paired with a fellow lord, Lord Talaller, and we are sort of a bumbling dynamic duo. They kind of comic relief of just a stereotypical example of two lords who are just constantly self-important but also tripping over their own feet, and the brief love interest of Phyllis as well,
And maybe each other.
and
Spoiler alert!
yes, perhaps there's something going on there. Yeah.
And yeah, you really are the comic relief. I mean, the two of you are as opposed to making you comic relief. I mean, comedy has always been my forte. I adore comedy, and I don't like it when people overlook it in shows. It's like, so if it isn't there, you can dig for it and you can find it, and it also breaks it up because there's so much music in the show,
Yes.
and a lot of it just it kind of goes on and it's repetitive and things. So if you don't break it up with making something interesting and making some of the characters that you don't expect to be funny and have them doing funny things, I love that, in shows like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for a show like this where some of the language is a little more dated. Making sure that you find the ways to keep the audience engaged is really important.
It's like Shakespeare. Shakespeare has beautiful writing, but unless you have somebody who can really interpret it well, lots is lost.
Well, absolutely true. And I did an interview on Word. I was kind of comparing Gilbert and Sullivan's, the language. It's like some people, it's hard to be able to follow that because it's all dated, very dated language, which is why I'm glad we have the super titles.
Right.
Because number one, a lot of the songs go by really fast because the patter songs are like, hello. But there's so much verbiage that people aren't, and of course Gilbert and Sullivan, doing, the PRI instead of the, and making those kind of like false made up words that aren't really in the English vernacular. Sometimes it's really kind of hard to follow. But that also leads to the comedy of it. It says, okay, we know we're going to make this word, which is not really a word, wink, 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 wink. But it has to rhyme. So it's not really Lily, it's Lili.
Right.
So yeah, that's it. So that lends itself, to be comical, which I really like about doing, especially with Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah.
And I think the both of you were adding a little extra also in the show that we're adding a tap dance.
Oh, yes.
Are you both? Are you
not?
You're not?
I'm not.
Oh.
No, it's
We're supposed to be stretching your acting prowess on your resume. You tap danced in your first music.
I didn't know what I was getting into. It's my first show here. I was like, I wanted to see because, like, sometimes you just don't know how rigorous the dancing is going to be. And I wanted to make sure that I do the best job as possible with this role, so I didn't want to half-butt it. So, half-butt, but yeah.
I jumped in with both feet.
Love it. It's also natural because the song that happens before that, you're featured in it. So it kind of makes sense that you would automatically go into this tap dance. Which I think is, you very rarely see a tap dance in Gilbert and Sullivan. So it's like...
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I really can.
It's such a fun surprise. I think audiences are really going to get a kick out of it. It does mean, I think, because I'm featured in the song before, that I may end up with some bit of being featured in this tap number, which is a little intimidating. I can't say that I'm a super strong tapper, but it is something I love, and it's something that I enjoy working on. Of all the kinds of dance, it's one that I think really speaks to me the most as a musician. So we had a blast at the tap rehearsal, and I'm really excited to see how it comes together.
And have you tapped in a show before?
I have, only for one show. It was for Young Frankenstein, and I was Frankenstein's monster, and so we did the whole putting on the Ritz number, with the shadow dance and everything. So we had a tapper doing the shadow that we had to sync up with. That was my very first experience tapping. So I kind of took a crash course at that time, and also a tap solo at that time.
Yeah.
So this it sounds like this will be a fairly similar situation, but yeah, I would love to say that I've really spent a lot of time developing my tap skill in the intervening time.
You can say that. No one's gonna.
That's true. No one's gonna
fact check you. Yeah. This is not Truth Social. We're not gonna fact check you.
I have been relentlessly working on my tap skills for
Michael
years.
Stanek will love to hear you say that.
I know
he will love to hear you say that. And that's the other thing I really the crew of people that we put together. Stanek has been a dear friend of mine, and he's a taskmaster when it comes to something. But the stuff he does, it really looks great on the stage. And I think when I first approached him to come back and do it this year, I thought, I saw a production where they did a tap number, and he was like, tap number? Tap number? Oh, we got to put the tap number in. So here it is. We were putting the tap number in the show.
You said the buzzwords.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's shaping up to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how the whole thing finally shakes out, because it's going to be silly. It's going to be good. And honestly, there were a lot of people coming in with pretty minimal tap experience. Some with none, and it was sounding really good by the end of the 3-hour rehearsal. We had some good sounding tappers out there. So yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
That's also part of Michael's genius, is that he's done high school musicals for so long, is that you've got the people that have the ability to do it, right, and you kind of like feature them to do the stuff. And then he makes it easier so the people never look bad, but always looks like it's fun. And tapping is it's physical. It's not it's and especially we're not doing an entire 50-minute tap routine, as in some shows like 42nd Street. It's like, God forbid you're not in shape, because every other number is a tap number.
Yeah.
But he's really good at like looking at people's capabilities and having enough time to be able to say, okay, we know that these people have a grasp of it. Right. We know obviously a couple people have done tap before, so they're going to really, get it. And then the people that are just learning are going to learn and look comfortable doing it.
Yes, while also giving the gentle nudge and push to get us to try to go a little bit further than we think we can go. And
Yeah, exactly.
I love tap. It's honestly the favorite type of dancing that I do. But I only did it when I was very young. So like when I see a flat ball change, I know what it is.
Atta girl, see?
Barely though, barely. Nobody could say that I'm a dancer.
So now that you've re-entered back into the world of musicals and operetta, is there anything on your bucket list that you like are like think I've got to play this role before I age out?
Oh gosh. There are a lot of like more classical musical theater things that I've always wanted to do. Like I just want to be in the ensemble for like Beauty and the Beast and stuff like that, like Fiddler on the Roof, like Somewhere in Phantom, like anything like that. Like I'm just like, yes, just put me somewhere in this. When it comes to like different roles, I do really like playing like character roles. But nothing comes to mind right now because on the spot.
Well, but you just had an audition for Sweeney Todd, did you not?
Yes, I
And you
love
just
Sweeney
got a call back, and did you not? And can we say we put that on your bucket list? Could you not?
It was on my bucket list. I did Sweeney in high school, and I was the beggar woman back then. Which I think confused the people at the audition because, like, they heard my voice and I sound like a Joanna, not like a beggar woman. Like, unless you give me a specific piece of beggar woman stuff. So it's really funny to see that dichotomy.
And speaking of Fiddler on the Roof, I can't believe in our pre-show that you've never done Fiddler on the Roof.
I know. It's an embarrassment. Yeah.
That's just crazy.
It's one of those bucket lists. It's been on my list for so long, and I need a company to do it. So I'm putting the call out there. If anyone wants to do Fiddler on the Roof,
Please,
I'm
Fiddler on
there.
the Roof. Thank you.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I think the last thing was the touring company that came through.
Right.
The Overture was the last time. And I know, every once in a while it rears its ugly head at the fireside. But I don't think to my knowledge, none of the other theaters around have actually done a production of it in the last, since COVID.
Yeah. No, well, and I think because of the touring company, the rights weren't available for a while.
That's
so
true.
I'm not sure what the status is now, but yeah.
That's true. Any bucket list ones besides Fiddler?
When Hadestown becomes available,
Oh, indeed.
I would love to play Hades. Just a prominently featured bass role is just
It's
delicious. So yeah, I think there's a junior version of Hadestown available now. So I'm hoping that the full adult.
And didn't somebody just do that?
Verona High School is doing it. Yeah.
They did the high school version of that. Yeah, interesting.
It's a hint that it will come up in the future as the adult version.
Right.
Right? I mean, it's a good sign, right? So, yeah.
Exactly. And of course, I already told you, it's like, if anybody ever gives me the opportunity to direct Hairspray, I'm calling you on the phone immediately because you would be an awesome. How many awesomes was it? Tracy Turnblad. I so see you as Tracy.
Never heard that. But I would love
Seriously?
it. Yeah, I love some of the songs she sings, but like she's a huge dancer, so I haven't even considered it. But honestly, now that I'm getting into this, I feel a lot more comfortable now. I think that I was just in a very competitive area where like everybody was having like private lessons and doing things, so I just felt like I was like, no. But now I think that I could.
Yeah, I mean, once you get through this show, the dancing that you've done, you'll be a pro. Even though you're not tap dancing, you still get twirled around a lot. So.
But yeah, if there's ever a Hairspray, call me. I also just like the music too. It's just a fun time, and it's also based in Baltimore.
It's fate. It's definitely fate.
It's fate.
It's such a great show. It's so much fun. It's really, really, truly one of my favorite shows. That would be awesome. Yes. So, is there anything that we haven't talked about? Obviously, you also audition for Sweeney Todd.
I did also audition for Sweeney Todd, yes.
Which was that on your bucket list, or was it just something you thought, I should audition for Sweeney Todd?
It is. I have wanted to get more heavily involved in Sondheim for a while now. It's just been one of those, like, oh yeah, like I really need to add more Sondheim to my portfolio. And yeah, so yes, Sweeney in particular is another one of those, like Sweeney the character, is another one of those where I am actually in the demographic. I'm in the vocal range. It's like one of those odd places where the stars actually align, and it's not a stretch for me to have to do this. So yeah, this is something that I hadn't thought about, but yes, it is very much on my bucket list.
Excellent. And that's coming up in
October.
In October.
Yes.
In October. And that's Sun Prairie,
Yes.
correct? Sun Prairie
Civic Theater.
Civic Theater.
Yes.
Excellent. So that may be your next gig.
Could be.
For both of you. That
We don't have the cast.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Shouldn't say anything. But
That's right. Don't jinx it.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it.
One of my musical friends told me good luck before the audition, and I went,
Oh, pew!
I didn't correct them, but I was like,
They didn't know. It's okay.
they didn't know. It's okay. If they knew, I think that they were trying to poison me or something. It's like a Macbeth thing. Like, don't do that.
Right.
Don't say that. And actually, one of our fairies, her last name happens to be Macbeth, and no one will say her name on the stage. It's like, don't say her full name. Which is interesting. I've never met anybody that had that as their surname. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That was when I saw her at the audition. I was like, no, come on, did you change your name? She's like, no, and it's like, wow, I've never ever come across anybody that's had that as their surname.
Right.
But I suppose.
It must have come from somewhere.
Yeah, it got to come from somewhere. It didn't just come out of his mind, I think. And there's got to be some lineage in there somewhere.
I mean, there were a lot of famous deaths in that play, so I guess the line could have died out.
Yes, that's true. That is
fair.
that is-
a little bit less of Macbeths in the world now.
True.
Excellent. So, Iolanthe will open the first weekend of August.
Yes.
And it runs for 2 weekends. We open on the 1st of August for a Friday night. And then this year we actually have 4 matinees because the matinees have always been so popular. And we figured, well, let's not compete with everybody else who's doing a Saturday night show, that we can go and see other shows, i.e. Assassins,
Right.
i.e. other shows that we wouldn't be able to see normally. And we'll do a Saturday matinee and a Sunday matinee. And then the following week we'll do a Friday night, a Saturday night, and a Sunday matinee. Which kind of is interesting. People are like, we're not going to have a show Saturday night. Yes, you get a night off, but then you have to come back and do a matinee. And tickets are on sale now at the Bartell Theater. So come and see these 2 wonderfully, wonderfully, wonderfully talented actors in the show that I'm so proud of. And I'm so grateful to be able to be asked to be back to stage direct a show.
It's always such a pleasure working with you.
Oh, thank you. You're casting every show I ever did. So when I do Fiddler, when I do Fiddler and Hairspray,
It's all coming together.
You'll both be right up there on the cast list when I get that done.
Just stalking what you're going to be doing next.
Exactly. So thank you for tuning in today. Make sure you go and see Iolanthe at the Bartell Theater, brought to you by Madison Savoyards. This has been Showbiz Buzz with Bruno, brought to you by Mads Theater. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Jim. And thank you, Gin, Chocolate, and Bottle Rockets, for our theme song. See you next time.